My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Nunas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And today we are back with another episode of Music News 2020. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. This is an episode where we just talk about stuff going on in Asian music news. That's pretty much it. But it is halfway through 2020. I know it seems like 2020 has lasted like 500 years already, but it is only halfway done. So in order to bring a little bit of levity and joy to the halfway mark, we have decided to come up with our halftime show of songs that have come out this year that we enjoy. So we have picked our top 10 in no particular order songs each of what we like this year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did. Some of us had a little bit of a harder time than others. Not looking at you, Sky, but
Hey, I suck at decisions. We all know this.
But we had a good time. And these are songs that we enjoy, and we'll have it on a playlist, and y'all can check it out. And all these songs are from 2020. I know some of these you're gonna be like, that really? It's still this year? Yes, it's still this year. So, all right. Who wants to go first?
Should we make Sky go first just because she's having such a hard time?
Yes, let's make Sky go first. Just because I think, like, the rest of us can decide on our feet quicker if there's, like, overlap. Sky can.
I was not that slow. I was pretty fast.
That's not what we mean. We mean you have a hard time.
You just said
deciding.
I can't think on my feet quickly.
No, what I said is specifically about this. You'd have a hard time deciding because you love them all. It's like picking your favorite child, whereas I have no compunctions with picking my favorite child. So.
Hey, you know what? I don't either.
Sky also has, like, she's the Instagram person, and if you know our Instagram, we do music, so she actually listens to everything. So she has a higher concentration of, like, things to, like, pick through. We might just, like, not hear the great song, and then we're like, we don't have to put that on our list because I didn't hear it.
Fine.
Yeah.
It was meant with love. You took it wrong. It was lovingly said.
Halfway through the year, we just dissolve.
I'm glaring right now, but no one can see it.
I mean, I can make that happen.
Sorry, it's not what I meant. I love Sky. She's not slow. It's just she's a hard time picking what she loves of her music. She just loves so much.
Okay.
Because her heart is too big.
I will say one thing about my music list. I always have, like, the most recent comebacks of my favorites. That's just something I'm always going to do. Like, I can't, because they're my favorites for a reason.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Plus, it helps me, like, decide. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, Knock by Astro. I'm sure that is a really big surprise to everybody.
Yeah, shocked.
Oh, did not see that coming.
Nope.
This is probably one that Jessie has on her list too. Flower Fantasy by Inflying.
Yes, I do.
I guess I should say something about the songs really fast. Knock is really cool. Awesome music video. I don't know what else to say about it. It's great. Go check it out. Flower Fantasy, the only thing I'm going to say about that is what's neat about Flower Fantasy is they did a song for a suicide prevention campaign. And then they had a lot of responses, people that were considering that, and then how that song helped them. And they couldn't reply to all those people, and so Flower Fantasy is their reply song to those people.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's a really neat song to begin with. Like, it's beautiful, but the meaning behind it is, like, pretty amazing. So, and they're currently promoting that. Because they were not intending on promoting it. It was their secondary promotion song when they had a couple of those types of shows. But fans really pleaded with them to have stages of it. So they decided to go ahead and promote it because of I think, the subject matter of it, essentially. So
That's cool.
I think that's really amazing. Villain by Stella Jong. Really cool song. Feels like vaudevillian. She's a really neat artist. But Villain, it's a fun thing. Home by Yeezy. Y-E-Z-I. I really love her, but Home is a great song. Victon, Mayday. And I'm not picking it just because it's the most recent. I really, really, really love the song. Love it. Colors by Bursters. It's the thing that made me fall in love with Bursters.
Good song. Good song.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon by ATEEZ. I didn't pick Answer. I actually love Answer, but I prefer Horizon just a little bit more. It's just the way it works. I'm Dawn by Standing Egg. It's just beautiful vocals. You Take Me Back. It's an OST from Itaewon Class. Woo-sung of the Rose sang it.
It's so good.
Great song. It's the song that plays in the title cards. Stand By You by Ace. So, I know that half of that was probably really predictable, but I really enjoy those songs.
Hey, you know what?
They're
If you
fun.
love them, you love them. Like, no.
Like, my list is really predictable too.
Yeah.
You don't have to justify anything.
Nope.
No, if it speaks to you and you love it, then it's like perfect. It was meant for you then. Like, it's a perfect song for you.
Right.
Yep. I was debating You Take Me Back by Woo-sung. It was on my list. But I thought, no, Sky will have that one.
See, I just didn't care. I was like, whatever. Sky's gonna have a couple of mine probably.
Yeah.
You're like, it's okay. It'll end up on the list. So
Exactly. You're like, oh, which one should I cut from my top 10? Oh, hey, I know. Like, Jessie will probably say that one, and Sky will say that one. So, like, it's like a way that you get to have, like, 15 of your favorites on the list while only choosing 10.
Are we going backwards, then?
okay, we can go backwards. Okay, so that's me next. I'm the next youngest by a whole week. Not even a week. It's like 4 days.
Yeah.
Less than a week. Okay, so my number one, which has been someone like recently on Twitter like asked, what is your favorite, like what is the best K-pop song that came out? My answer was Oh My God by G-Idol. Love it. Love it. I don't know. No matter how many times I listen to it, I'm just like, it's a chef's kiss. Like everything about it is wonderful. The video, the song, just beautiful. Next is very predictable if you know me. Candy by Baekhyun. Obviously, gotta get my baby out there. Gotta get my sweet child. Next is Answer by ATEEZ because I like it a little bit more than Horizon. A little bit more than Horizon. Next is the new one, Fearless by 17 off their new album. It took me away. The song just, took me away. Next is Lit by Yixing Lay. I don't know what to say about this song.
That one was almost on my list, too. It almost went.
Like, it's so good. It's so good. But it's like a bizarrely minimalist song at the same time. But it's so good. Anyway. Next is Go Away, Go Away by Chanyeol and Punch. It was on the Dr. Romantic 2 soundtrack. It's beautiful. How many
They're
are
always great when they get together.
6. Okay, next is Break All the Rules by Gravity. I know I gave Gravity such a hit for their name at the beginning of the year, but I actually genuinely enjoy them. So, okay, now I didn't number my list, so now I have to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, next is Fantasia by Monsta X, because I love them. Okay. Next is like a real surprise that I'm like putting it on my list, but I fucking love it. Daewicha by Gus D. So good. So good. Now for the final one, I've got it. It's like I'm like caught between two, but I'm gonna have to go with Not by the Moon by GOT7. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that was 10, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was 10. Yeah, there were more than 10, but that was just for, overlaps. But yeah, so that's, there were obviously more than that I liked. But
oh yeah.
this is what came to mind when someone said, "What song from 2020 do you like so far?" This was the first 10 that I was like, there you go. So, all right, Jessie.
Okay, so I currently have 2 songs that are on other people's lists. Do I replace those 2 songs?
Yes, you do.
Yes,
Go ahead.
you are allowed to replace them.
Well, I liked Answer and then Flower Fantasy. Those were the 2 that I had on my list that we'll give to other people. So I'm also kind of predictable on my songs. So, my favorites are favorite for a reason. So the first song I have is Red Sun by Dreamcatcher.
Oh, yes.
My favorite one off the album. The album is like fantastic, but I just can't get enough of that song. And the stages were really great. And their like little music video for it is also really good. I really like the gothic creepiness of it. It's just fun. It's a fun Dreamcatcher song. Second, I have Afraid by Day 6, which should be a shock to no one if you follow me on Twitter. Like, it's on a repeat all the time, especially now. It was a song that came out at the right time. It's just my go-to song. It's so good. I love it so much. Third is This Is Not a Song, 1929 by June K. The only option on Spotify right now is the Korean version, so I guess I'll go with the Korean version, but there's also a Japanese version too. They're both roughly the same, except, in different, languages. Yeah, but both are amazing. June K is perfect, and it's great, and I really love that he was able to at least somewhat release something, because he was supposed to be a full album with a concert, but then, things happened in the world, so at least he got to, share that out, and if you haven't listened to it yet, you really should. Next is one of my Japanese songs, which I have to, cheat sheet it, because I can't read kanji. It's Aimer's Haru Hayuku. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's called Spring Song, English version, but it's in kanji on Spotify. I'm sorry. But it's gorgeous. It's the one that she did for Fate Zero, I think. OST. I can't remember which OST. It's just this kind of really sweeping, majestic song. It's so good. It's just it's one of those it is a soundtrack song, and it makes you feel all the feels, because it's a full on kind of almost orchestrated thing. Really great. Next, I have Umbrella by Sakai no Owori. I really like Sakai no Owori. And they just put out a couple new songs, and I'm just really loving the sound of Umbrella. It's just a good Sakai no Owori song. One that I talked about at the very beginning, towards the very beginning of this year, and I said it was going to be one of my favorites, and it's still one of my favorites, and I need everyone to go listen to them. And I know you're not listening to them because they have maybe 2,000 listens on Spotify, and that is I Don't Want to Die by Vincent. You have to go listen to them, because I have to have more songs from them that aren't people just recording them at little clubs. I need actual songs from them, and that song's so good. If you really like rock, a female-led vocally a rock band out of Korea, this is it. She's so good too. She's got really amazing vocals. She's also part of another group, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they're a metal group. But she's great, and the whole group is great. So I really want them to do stuff. Then I have another Japanese group that's Yorushika is my all-time favorite of one of my all-time favorites groups. I guess I can. Their story is weird, but I'll just label them as a group. They're coming out with a album at the end of the month, and they have a song called Haru Hisagi, which is Spring Rabbit, and they just released the music video for. It's really good. The music video is really fun, because they're all they're not a group that you ever see their faces of, so there's always animated music videos. But I love Yorushika, and I can listen to them all the time, but that's the one that I've been kind of going to nonstop. Then we have my like recent favorite, Happy Pola. I talked about them too, and About Time. I just really like their vocals and like just like
they're wonderful. They're
really
wonderful.
Everything about them, and it's just like I just love that type of music too. So it's gonna be on my. They're great. I mean, like a lot of the groups that came out of that show, the Superman show, are really great, but like they are the ones that really kind of like just took my heart, and I'm just like in love with everything they do, and it's just very nice to listen to. And so for my two that I have to like switch, my first one is going to be Flow by Monsta X. That was my favorite off of this recent comeback. I am just write songs that I really love, so I'm gonna always love his songs. It's just it's a very, very good song. I really did like their title track too for Monsta X, but like it's just such a good song. And then I'm gonna throw this out there because it just came out, and this was like a shock. I mean, like literally, it's probably only been a couple days since I've listened to them and decided I like them a lot, or like at least this song. I haven't actually listened to anything else they've done. It's Thunder by Very Very. So good. It's like one of the best actual like K-pop boy band group songs that I've heard this year so far. It's just so good. And I'm obsessed with it. And I first saw it when I was watching M Countdown the other day because I was watching for Doan and Wonpil. And then I was like, this is great. Even at like, 5 a.m. and sleep deprived. So that's my list so far.
Oh my goodness. I went to look at my list and I've got Sky's list written down and I'm like, no, those are not my songs. What? I mean, they're good songs, but no. I have to go to the like messy one up top because I wrote things and then I like crossed them out and then I was like, no, I really do like that one. No. Yeah. Nat thought that Sky had a hard time. I sat here for like an hour listening to my playlist and going, do I really need that? Like, it's not that deep, Amanda. Relax. Like, geez. So I think first one on my list is Any Song by Zico. I just like that song. I like listening to it. Every time I hear it, I can see in my head people are doing the little dance and it makes me happy. So I just really enjoy that one. Next one, I struggled a bit with narrowing it down to one. Stephanie Poetry's had like 3, 4, 5 songs this year, and they're all awesome and they're all great. So I'm like, which one do I pick? But I think ultimately I narrowed it down to Do You Love Me? Which is like a bizarre love song where it's like a cheater love song, which cheater is not usually my thing, but it's not. It's like one part of it is like, I know you've got someone and I've got someone too, but I just want to know, do you have it in the back of your head too that like eventually we'll dump these people and get together? And it's like, but it's like really upbeat and cutesy and you're like, but it's really enjoyable and I love her voice. Like I just really like everything she does. So next one was difficult for me too. Hash Swan. If you follow me on anywhere, basically I've been listening to this since it came out, the Silence of the REM album. I like all the songs. They're all good, but because it's July and we're talking about the first half, I'm going to go with Goodbye June because feels topical. So sure, there we go. That's the one I'm picking. We were kind of joking about this before it started, but 100 Ways by Jackson Wang. Like,
we all sort of agreed that was just number one on all of our lists, so that it's like we all love it.
Yeah,
no, it's a great song.
That video is so good.
That's a music video that my husband goes in and out of caring about, like being into K-pop, and so I randomly was like, hey, you need to watch this music video, and he was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. Like, yeah, that dragged him back in a little bit for a few days.
Yeah. Every time he thinks he's free, it sucks him back in.
Yep.
Another one that I really liked this year that I kind of forgot about until I was looking at my list was Don't Wanna Be by Debit. It's a breakup song. it's a good breakup song. It's basically you don't like me for who I am, so I'm going to stop trying to be what you want me to be and just like break up with you because I like me. So I like the song. It's mostly English lyrics too, which is sometimes nice because it's nice to know what's going on and what you're listening to sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes I don't want to know. So, I mean, seriously, Monsta X, I'm a lot happier when they're singing in Korean and I don't know what a bunch of big hoe bags they're being. But, like, I also like their sexy stuff, so whatever. Anyway.
Listen, we need wholesome music and we need hoeing music. It depends on your mood, and Monsta X is here to provide us
There's a
the
place
hoe
for
music
all
we
music.
desire.
Exactly.
Like, you want sex jams, they gonna give you some sex jams. Like, no hate.
Yeah. I laughed this month because Tiger JK released a song, and it's totally a Smushin song, and he, on his Twitter, apologized. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I'm writing a hookup song when you have to stay home and not touch other people.
Just toying with you.
We're like, yeah, you're at home with your love. You don't have to worry about it. So whatever, dude. Next on my list is Dance With Me by Chimmy. I always love everything Chimmy puts out. Dance With Me is a great song. It's a bop. I was actually hitting a place where I was like, where's the new music, guys? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And then they posted something cryptic on their Instagram, and then boom, new music. And I was like, woohoo, finally. So that's a good little short album. I think there's like 5 songs on that one, but that's my favorite, Dance With Me. I like dancing music. Diving by The Night of Sokyo, which I just dig her voice. It's a sort of pretty chill kind of song, and I think it was their, I'm saying there because it's Night of the Sokyo is the name of the group, but I think there's only a woman's voice singing, so I don't know if they're a band and she's the vocalist or if that's just her stage name. I don't know. But I think this was their debut song, and it's great. I really, really like it. Emergency by Vince and Zion T. This was not on my list, and then I was like listening to my so far this year list, and it came on. I was like, oh yeah, that song, because I think it's from earlier in the year, and it, COVID happened, and like it feels like things were last year, and you're like,
yeah,
oh, that was February. Okay, I guess that was this year. So definitely a great song. I really, really enjoy it. And then I'm gonna go with Oh Girl by DPR Live because I really like DPR. They're like if you haven't listened to them before, they're a collective of like 50 different artists who work together to create music and movie like videos and all kinds of stuff. And I was watching some of their stuff on YouTube this month and just sort of got into them. I already liked them, but was listening to them a lot more. And Oh My Girl is a great song, and they're lots of fun. And yeah, I think that's 10, probably, maybe. If it's I think that maybe it was 9. Yeah, because I've got one that I crossed out, but it's actually should be uncrossed out. I was just too lazy to write it back in. So, By My Side by Marshall, because again, Marshall's voice is gorgeous. Everything he sings is gorgeous. That was, I think, it's not the most recent song. There's something else more recent, but I like this one better, so that's one that's going on the list.
It has been a half a year.
It has been.
It has been a decade long. Half a year.
No.
And we are halfway through this hot mess, and we're together.
One thing I am happy about is that music has continued to be released during this time. Because
that would have been painful.
That there have been things to watch and enjoy.
And definitely. Gives you something to look forward to and something to kind of keep your mind off of things.
Yeah. Because imagine if when their audience was no longer there, none of them released anything for quite, months at a time. That would have been really, really not fun. But that's not what happened.
No, and we've gotten all kinds of like neat, like COVID-related songs and stuff, like specifically for, which is kind of cool. There was one this month, I think, called like Mask Kiss, and like the picture is like two people going in for a kiss with their masks on and stuff. Like, there's just all kinds of interesting takes on what to do during COVID times, which I kind of like.
Yeah. So that was our halftime show. Our year's halftime show. You can the playlist will be linked on our website. You can go add it on Spotify and listen to some sick tunes, my dudes. Now it is time once again for Music News 2020. Okay.
If you can't tell, we didn't buy that music.
No, that is an original composition by Natalia.
Royalty free.
Royalty free. Heyo. Anyway, okay, so first let's start on a good note, okay? A fun note. There are going to be more online concerts. So, Kpsn, the online Kpsn, just finished last week. It was fun. We had a good time. I know that Sky and I watched it, and it was, a little awkward. There were meet and greet parts.
It was the first for everyone, and
Yeah. Eric Nam did a great job as host.
It's so good.
If you live in North America, or probably even a little bit further than that, if you go become a member of the channel, of the Mnet channel, you can go watch replays of everything still. So, I'm imagining it's probably only as long as you pay.
Yeah,
my guess.
Probably.
Side note about K-Contact. During Inflying's meet and greet, they read my comment, which
they did.
Which totally shocked me, because here's a small backstory about that. I bought a signed version of their newest album, and then I just happened to later see that a tweet about like, hey, fill out this form if you maybe want to send them a message. Like, that's pretty much all it was. And I was like, sure. So I just filled out this little Google form and said, just something like small and encouraging. It wasn't a big deal. And then that's the first message that they read when they were doing their meet and greet and stuff. I was like, I really wasn't expecting it. So they read it, and at the very end, I was like, that's what I read. Like, that's what I sent them. Like,
wait, that was me.
Also,
did that?
Guy's a star.
It also didn't help, and they read it in English, to be specific. But they said the person that sent it was S. Dang, because that's how they do the little, that's how they censor letters.
People's names, yeah.
Yeah, so of course I didn't think, oh, that's me.
No.
Why would I? So, yeah, after the fact, I was like, what? It was a good time. And then Jesse helped me get that recorded for posterity.
I sat through Golden Child 2 times that day. I mean, they're very sweet boys and great music, but I was like, wow, this is a lot for a group that I just learned about today.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Golden Child.
It was fine.
It was sort of my first real that's the word I'm looking for, exposure to them, and I really enjoyed them as well.
They were really great. All their little fan signing, or
yeah, it was really fun.
It was fun and cute, and they're a cute group, and they had some good songs. It was fine. It was just wow, this is a lot of Golden Child just immediately today. I didn't go into it.
In case anyone has ever seen people discuss it, Golcha is another name for Golden Child.
We're all old here.
We were all that day years old when we discovered that Golcha meant Golden Child. We'd been confused. Sky especially had been confused about it.
For months, because Road to Kingdom, Golden Child was on Road to Kingdom, but then people kept talking about Golcha, and I'm like, I would kind of count through who I knew was on the show, and I'm like, who the crap? I really thought that it was maybe a smaller and I just didn't ever see them or something. Because, stuff can fall off my radar. And then all of a sudden I was like, is Golden Child Gold Cha? Okay. Got it.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, who's Gold Cha? Like, should I know this? That was also the day, wasn't it, that, I think it was Nature that was on? Was it Nature? And where we found out that, like, we could definitely be some of Nature's
moms. And we were like, oh, no, no.
Not teen mom, like legitimate moms. And we were like, no.
Like, no. See it. We do not see it. Yeah. No.
We were here to have a good time. We didn't want a reality check. And, like,
we just wanted to have some fun. Not be reminded of our own mortality.
This is literally my experience with, like, every K-pop group. I'm like, like last month with the new Wavy song, the After Midnight, and I'm like, I could have gone my whole life without knowing that Lucas likes sex better after midnight. Like, the boy is 12, like, stop.
It's just, it gets really hard, especially when they're actually, like, there are the, like, groups that are, like, super young, like, they have that, like, group that, like, is, like, under 14, and yeah, sure, that doesn't, like,
yeah, Boy Story does not faze me, because it's like, you guys are children. Like,
these girls could literally move out of their house and get an apartment and be on their own, and they still are within the window of being, could have been my kid. I'm like, no, do not want this reality at like 10 o'clock in the morning while I'm watching K-pop.
I would still have been just a teen mom. Like,
no, that's you get the group Weekly that just debuted.
Yeah.
Their average age is 17.
So my oldest just turned 16 this month, so
I'm a K-pop idol.
K-pop mom. This is me. Hi.
We're still the cool aunts, okay?
Yeah.
Please.
And the Nuna for some of those girls.
Yes, please.
Let me just be the big sister.
Please, just let us be your unis. We don't want to be your Ashumas. Okay, but back on what we were saying. Yeah. July has more online concerts for all of us. Yay! So, Astro's having an online concert.
It already happened.
Astro had an online concert. My bad. I'm just reading off the list.
I'm going to say something really fast about that. It's just a funny side note. So during the concert, which was immediately subbed in English, like it was the fastest I've ever seen English subs be live. Like they did a really, really good job.
Oh.
And it was obvious that it wasn't all scripted. Like during scripted parts, of course, you'd be like, that's nice. They already had it done. But like it was when they were being silly and stuff, it was still like no delay. It was really, really good. But, Chinjin, poor guy, and I knew that he was wrong when he said it, because he's like, you can watch this on video on demand later. And in my mind, I'm like, you're lying. Like, you have no idea you're lying. So then, like, 5 minutes later, he's like, well, I was just told that I screwed up, and that's not true. You cannot watch this later. And you can tell that he was like, sorry. It was really funny.
So that was fun. Dreamcatcher is tomorrow. Well, Dreamcatcher will have been...
Dreamcatcher's tomorrow.
2 days. Dreamcatcher's tomorrow as of recording.
Yeah.
But it'll be 2 days in the past as of when this comes out. So I hope you caught it if you didn't know it existed.
If you had been following me on Twitter, you would have already realized this. Like, so you're lost.
Yeah. Monsta X is coming up later in the month. I am still debating.
I'm still debating too. I mean, I don't have any income coming in.
To purchase.
It's really hard. Okay. I still have tickets, actual tickets.
I know.
Actual concert.
I know. I feel like if you have tickets to a concert that did not happen, you should just be able to go.
Yeah. It
should
be
like transfer this ticket to like.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want this digital ticket and then your extra money? Yes. Or do you just want your money back? Yes. Like, those two options. None of this postponement crud. Like, I'm really tired of the postponement.
Like, I think, like, a lot lot of, like, the postponement stuff, it really doesn't take into effect the distance that some of us travel to go see these groups.
Like, how am I supposed to guarantee that, like, I'm actually going to see them? Because when I get back, like, if I have job, like, that's when the concert would happen, and I'm not going to have, like, time off to travel to, like, it's in Maryland. Like, it's not even in Chicago. It's in Maryland. Like, it was part of my summer. I was just going to hang with my family. It's just annoying.
It's fine.
It's cool. It's fine. It's great.
It's fine.
Whatever.
It's fine.
It's really not fine at all.
No.
It's fine. Akmu is also having a concert.
Well, that's it's kind of
having a concert.
It's more of it. They put their stream of their concert on Spotify.
They're live. They did have a live concert once upon a time, but I think they took all those recordings of the songs and they have now plunked them onto Spotify and various other sites. So that's nice of them.
Yes.
That is very cool.
That is a lovely gift they have given us. And there's going to be a Kpop global donation concert. What's up with that? Who knows the info? I don't.
I kind of
a handful of people, Infline's one of them, did some raise money for, like, COVID type related things, I think.
It'll have, so the MCs are Ituk from Super Junior and Oh My Girl Sunghee. And then we'll have Super Junior, Mamamoo, Stray Kids, SF9, April, and Flying, Oh My Girl, WJSN, Card, Ha Sung-woo, Haze, Hip Hop Girls, and jazz musician Na Yoon Sun. And it's gonna be.
That sounds lit as hell.
Yeah. So the date is July 9th, Thursday at 7 p.m. KST. So there will be a live stream. World is One.
Where's this live stream happening? Do we know? Is it on
V Live? Yeah, Naver and V Live, and then also I guess NBC is doing it as well.
Nice.
I don't know about tickets, but maybe it's going to be like a donation type thing where your ticket is a donation, which is good.
Yeah, that sounds lit as hell. And then, speaking of other things that are being streamed online, Broadway On Demand is going to start streaming Korean musicals!
I know, I'm so excited!
And they're starting with Excalibur!
Yeah,
you should! I'm so excited!
We can see DK in Excalibur!
We can finally see him, my baby! Okay, I'm, like, really excited about that. I feel like we should have, like, some sort of, like, live viewing event. Like, just be like, we're all just gonna go on chat and talk about how great this is. So that is really exciting. But now, on to some sadder news, temporarily sad news. It's time to talk about this month's enlistment news.
Yeah.
Sick K has enlisted as an active duty soldier on the 29th. The Vane also enlisted on the 29th. Vix's Ken dropped a single and then enlisted in the military. He's enlisting in the military band on July 6th. And the Roses de June is also enlisting in the military band, also on July 6th.
Yeah, they're going to be friends, be buddies in the band.
Yeah.
But, like, also it's sad.
Yeah. So the Rose thing, they're going to be in legal stuff for probably a couple years anyway.
Yeah, so they might as well just go do it now.
Yeah,
while
use the time.
Deal with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now with that out of the way, we can go back into fun stuff. So Momoland now has a U.S. team. They're with ICM now, so more and more groups are getting sort of the North American companies to deal with their North American nonsense. Let's hope that they're actually, like, competent at it.
That'd be nice.
We've seen some
incompetency.
Yes, we've seen some things.
We've experienced some things.
Yeah, looking at most of Monsta X's promos.
They're
They're also Day 6's too, so they have both of my groups.
But that's fine. So all of the Wonder Girls went to Harim's wedding, and it was adorable.
It was really cute.
So that's really fun.
Is that the one that I feel like I just saw a clip of them like chatting. Must have been before the wedding or something.
Yeah.
And they were like talking about like sexy lingerie.
Yeah. That was them.
Stuff, and people were like, oh, nice.
Yeah, because they have a little like
acting like
show.
women. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, in other news. Okay, so they finally escaped from the basement. Blackpink is back and proving how dumb YG was for so many years. They now have the fastest musical video to hit 100 million.
I'm sure by the time this podcast is up, there's going to be like 8,000 more milestones, but you know, you can only do the present.
They broke some Guinness World Records too. Yeah. I didn't go see like which ones, but it was a handful of them.
Yeah. So maybe like keeping them in the basement wasn't the smartest choice.
Yeah, maybe like a full album, YG. I don't know. What do you think? Like, hey,
maybe just stay in prison where you can't do any more harm. Women in general. Good times. Oh, I forgot more musical news. Kwak Dan-young was cast in the Something Rotten musical. Mm-hmm. And Seo Eun-kwan from BTOB is also in it. So, yay! More, and maybe it'll be broadcast on Broadway on Demand. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like specifics yet, but like maybe.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
There's another musical news.
No, I was about to get to that.
Okay, let's make it
right. But you know what? It's your baby.
It's fine. Everybody's talking about Jamie, which is a story about a musical about a high school kid who wants to be a drag queen. It runs from July 4th to September 11th, and there are 4 different stars that take on the role of Jamie. So 2AM's Jo Kwon, Astro's MJ, New S Rin, and Shin Ju Hyup. A side note, and this will be somewhat serious, I just learned this today, Kpsn did not support Rin going for this role. Ugh. They did not even allow fan support. Even fan groups that wanted to support all 4 stars, Kpsn did not allow that to happen for Rin for some reason.
It's disgusting.
Ugh. Bullshit.
Yeah.
I just, if you don't know, the musical is based on an actual like person. He's a real person, Jamie.
And he follows all of them on Instagram, and he's been like mean and awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's cool.
No, just Gladys, get your shit together. Like.
Yeah, I don't. It's really odd. Like, what harm would like a little food truck do? I don't know.
Oh, especially now, like, especially musicals are so big, and like it doesn't matter what type of musical in Korea. They don't seem to care. Like, I mean, Hedwig has been one of the number 1 musicals for such a long time. It's the same subject matter, so.
It's a musical about a trans woman. So like, come on. Get with the times, Pledis. Get with the times. It looks like another one of your sweet children is up to something. 2 of your sweet children are up to something.
I didn't even write everything, but something.
So, we got your sweet children are busy.
So, the reason this is noteworthy, Astro's Rocky, he hasn't, aside from doing a few dance competitions throughout the years, he has never had a like other job, or a schedule or whatever on any type of show unless it was with Astro as a whole. Mm. So the fact that he got an MC position is like really, really awesome.
That's really cool.
Since he's just usually kind of, the dancer rapper kid. That's all. But so it is for Sohu Korea, and it's Idols Go to Work. It's actually a show, I think, for Chinese fans mostly, since it's on Weibo. And I think they're going to release the first episode here pretty soon. And it's within flying, so I am, like, losing my marbles.
Yeah, the little, like, clip of it looks great. Like,
hilarious.
It's definitely going to be something fun.
Yeah. And then Moonbin, he's on a new show called Food Avengers. It's about zero waste cooking, and there's, like, actual chefs and stuff, and they run a little restaurant. And Moonbin kind of runs the front of the store, seating everybody and stuff. But then he has to cook the meals for the chefs, like take care of the staff's meals. And they said he did a pretty good job, so. Oh, I guess I have one more thing. Sorry, they've been doing stuff.
They've been busy little bees.
Right.
So, you know how some groups they come out with character lines, so like BTS, 2PM, Monsta X, they all have their little character plushies, that merchandise stuff. So Astro, they just came out with their design of characters called Roroha, and all the names are like super silly and cute. The designs are super silly and cute. They're based on drawings from the boys, which, if you don't happen to know, they do not have great drawing skills. None of them have great drawing skills. So yeah, but it's pretty cute. They had a pop-up store in Japan where they first sold it. I'm sure the exposure of that will be more later on, but all the names and the animals that they reflect the characters. Like, for instance, MJ, they always call him a pig because he just loves to eat all the time. Like, that's just kind of the funny thing about him. So of course he's a little piggy, and he's really proud of that, whatever. So it's just funny. So, and like Jin's dog character, he has like this gold bone necklace, which is just very swag of him. It's very, very funny. So like, we all think they're cute, but like, it's also like worth laughing at. So it's a good time.
Aw.
It's all my Astro stuff. Inwoo's doing, but to me, it's like there's a role that he kind of has, but it's not worth talking about until later, and I'll talk about it later anyway.
Well, my baby's been up to things too, because Baekhyun has become the first million-seller solo artist in 19 years in Korea.
Yay!
Which is actually, that's wild. People love him as much as I do, I'm sure. So he's just like killing it. He's killing it. So I don't know what else to say about it.
Just killing it.
He's just killing it. A secondary baby from EXO, Sehun has another acting role. Yay! He's going to be in Pirates Flag of the Goblin?
Yep.
The sequel to Pirates? So that's fun. I can't wait for him to beat up all the EXOs again with his action school skills while practicing. Which he's known for doing, is like, he'll be like, yeah, I need you to practice with me, and then just like kick them in the knee. Be like, you're supposed to dodge. They're like, we didn't go to action school with you. We don't know. But that'll be fun. He needs something to do. Oh, and Chanyeol and Sehun have a new SC comeback coming soon. So their logo is as ugly as it was the first time. They did not. The graphic designer still did them dirty. Though I do love the vaporwave style that they're using, because vaporwave is like my favorite vibe. So big fan. Chanyeol has a little mullet. Big fan. Yosang also from ATEEZ also has a little mullet at the moment. Big exciting news. I'm not sure if that like counts as like K-pop news or like music news, but we gonna count it. Now, 17 recently had their comeback, and their song Left and Right has become a bit of a viral dance challenge on TikTok amongst all their celebrity friends, and people have been like weirdly surprised that 17 has celebrity friends, like they're not celebrities themselves. Like, if anyone else knows, I'd be like, what? 17 knows this other singer? And it's like, yeah. Like,
maybe because there's so many of them, they thought they're only allowed to socialize with each other.
They're like, we don't really have time because we're all socializing with each other.
Which is funny because, like, even if you halfway pay attention to Monsta X and Astro, it's like, it's obvious they're really good friends with 17.
Yeah, like outwardly, like it's just like everybody knows.
Yeah. So everyone's been really enjoying that, and we have as well, I'm sure. If we go across the pond a little, there's some news from the world of Thai actors being Thai singers. OXQ is still a thing. It's somehow still a boy group. They're having a fan meeting.
Is it an online one?
Yeah, it's an online one. I don't understand how it wasn't just a one song and then they're like, okay, this was stupid, we're done. No,
do they have time?
Going hard with it. Except that only one of them seems to be enjoying themselves, and then the other one, there's two that okay, one really is enjoying himself, 9. Pavel's just sort of this is my opportunity to continue my thirst trap ways. And then it's Jung is well, 9's here, and he's my roommate, so I guess I'm here. Because they are actually, they live together.
Well,
and
is it...
Okay, and then
do they not have time?
19, and he, his family doesn't live in the country.
Yeah,
so
his
he,
family
lives with 9's parents.
And then,
his, surrogate parents.
And then Ben is trying his best, but he has absolutely no singing or dancing talent, so...
He looks like such an old man in the video. He looks like he's this old man pervert, creeping on this high school girl. It's so weird and awkward, and you're like,
and then there's
oh,
it looks like his soul has left his body, the entire time. You're just why are you doing this to yourselves? Get out, get out.
But there's probably just not a lot of opportunities right now, and you're gonna have to take what you can to be relevant.
Yeah, it's true.
This is not the time to be picky.
But in other things, in another news that's actually someone with talent using his talent, there is an actor whose name is Tommy Sitachok, and he was recently on a very popular show called Why Are You? And he has a single coming out, but he's actually a really talented singer. So, yes, and it's not a boy group, it's a legit, he's just putting out a song. And his little acting partner from Why Are You is in his music video. So that's really cute.
That's a nice, change of pace, shock to the system when they're actually good at singing. That Ingredients show that's on right now, and the two characters are roommates who are a chef and a singer, and the one that's a chef is actually a chef and acts as a side gig, and the one that's a singer is a singer who acts as a side gig. So it's actually good. When he opens his mouth and plays his guitar, you're oh, I would listen to this song. This is nice. So it's a nice change of pace.
So that's dropping soon. So we're all very happy for Tommy. He's a small little bean. He's a little dude. He's sort of a Woozy style, small but angry character. So we've had a few things that went down recently, some drama in the K-pop world. There was the whole that recently came out, the AOA bullying. I don't really want to get into it too much, but
no, it's a really bad situation.
Great shit went down. Jeez. Poor Mina. And also there was a weird day or so where Jay of Day 6 was airing his grievances from JYP, sort of treating him badly. But then there was a statement made that it was all a big misunderstanding and everyone's happy now. Now, while I would love to believe that that is true, I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not.
Well, no, it's the standard
JYP
person puts out something and then is forced to say something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't really want to talk about it because it's actually really sad, especially because of the timing of it, because he's supposed to be off because of health issues, and so having to do that now is not good for him. But there is promise on the horizon because he's found a new kind of fire to do stuff, and it seems like the fans are supporting him well.
He's got lots of projects out there that we can all support. To tell him that we love you, buddy. We love you, Jay. Go listen to his podcast. It's a good time. It's a good time.
It's a great time.
Well, and he released an EJ thing, right?
Yep.
He's going to. He's got Pac-Man coming out soon. It's just his next of his little solo, and then he's also right now currently revamping his YouTube because he's already put out to ask fans to submit banner ideas so that he can pick one. So there are some things happening.
Yeah,
but yeah,
good things. And in other solo acts, people going out on their own, we got announcements this week that Kai from EXO and Han Sung-woo from Victon are both having solo albums this year. So all my little EXOs are getting all my little babies. Come to me, baby. Nom, 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 nom. In sad but not tragic news, because it's going to be fine. Just today, there was an announcement from Starship that while getting his eyes examined for LASIK, it was discovered that Shonu has a detached retina and needs emergency surgery, but he will be okay. He will be okay.
For the record, it's not a fun thing. My mother-in-law went through that last year, and she had to stay with us during a period of time, and she had to keep her head a certain angle while she was healing. Because you can't jostle it really.
Yeah. It kind of seems like it was like caught pretty early on to the point like if it's not caught, then there's like an actual point where it's kind of impossible to help, and he's like loss of eyesight. So it kind of seems like it just got really lucky that all of Monsta X decided to go get LASIK together.
What a bonding
as buddies do.
Yeah. Man, you know what I feel like doing this week? Getting some LASIK.
It's like, get a tattoo or get some LASIK. Like, which one's more beneficial? Okay, I guess we'll go get LASIK this time.
So grown up.
You know your old win. You go get LASIK with your buddies.
Well, that was I saw on Twitter today one fan who said it's kind of a silver lining to the whole COVID thing, because if they'd been on a world tour right now, they wouldn't be going to get LASIK. So, and he'd be out there dancing and doing stuff every night and probably making it worse. So it's
blessings in disguise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and hopefully he heals like if they caught it really early, hopefully he'll be able to heal pretty quick.
Yeah.
PH1 now has a talk show called Soul Food where he eats with guests. So
I have not been able to figure out exactly where to watch it. Like, there's clips on YouTube, but I don't think it's actually on YouTube. I don't know where it is airing normally. Like, he does. So it might just be his Instagram lives, and I was trying to be good and like be on the internet less, so I turned off all my like notifications for things. So now I don't like get those like, hey, I'm live anymore, and so maybe I need to turn those back on, because I always see it like
back in
later, and it's like I have a mutual who watches it, and then they'll like highlight all the interesting things, and I'm like, but I wanted to watch it, darn it. But it's like he has them bring their favorite food, and they come, and it's all like mostly seems to be English speaking guests, but I don't know. It could just be that the person who I follow who's tweeting about it is, translating it. I don't know. But he had Eric on. He and Eric like went to college together, and they were like friends from college. So like he's been on Eric's like shows, Eric Nam shows, and Eric's been on his show, and they always kind of like, Eric always kind of gives him a hard time about like, we never hang out, man. Like, you moved to the country and we still don't hang out. And he's like, well, you're super busy. Or like, I'll see like PH1 will be like, Eric, we never hang out. And Eric will be like, you have a whole crew. You're always with them. Like, you don't need me. And it's like, yeah, so they're just always kind of, but it's neat to see them talk about like back in college when we were like dental students or whatever it was they did back in college. So it's fun. It's cute.
If you need something, like Dive Studios, hit up all their podcasts. They're adding more too.
Yeah.
So it's all your
Dive
favorite.
Studios is like killing it in this COVID game.
Yeah.
They're just like,
I've been
here
listening
giving
to
us
some
the
of
content.
The commit or quit.
Yeah.
Like, those are a fun one. I like
that.
I like Eric's brothers, so I enjoy the three of them together. I like that,
Yeah, they've got good energy.
Yeah.
Well, they all, like, I think that's what's really neat is that he really did kind of get, even though, like, obviously, like, they're all friends because they're all English speaking, like, idols. Like, you understand how they came together, but it's, like, a really great, like, there's a lot of differences because, like, Jay's podcast is different than, like, Jamie's podcast, and then Tableau's is different, and, like, they all kind of like are really good about not being super close, and that like you can find someone, and like I think they've got a good ratio. And now it looks like Peniel and Ashley are gonna have at least come on at some point. They haven't officially announced anything because they were supposed to announce something on the 7th of this month about like the new host, but they've already like said coming soon to both of them. So I don't know if they're like actually getting host positions, or they're doing right now. They've been doing takeovers with random people. So Alexa came on and she took over Jay's podcast for an episode and that sort of thing.
Because they're all kind of, like you said, they're all different. So like, if you try this one and it doesn't really work for you, try a different one, because maybe their personality or what they're talking about or whatever is going to be more your style.
Very exciting international politics related to music news. Yes, very exciting. China has lifted their Korean entertainment ban.
Woohoo!
So maybe Lay can come back. Come back to us. Come back to us, Yixing.
I'm always so confused about like what entails of that, because it doesn't affect every Chinese member of every, because like Han-Dong like it actually didn't actually affect her and is Dreamcatcher. She literally just went over to do the
survival
the produce, the survival show as a thing, but she didn't go over because of this, because she was doing stuff before. So I
wonder if it's sort of like the more high profile you are, like the more they were like no.
Maybe if you have a management company there, because like maybe she doesn't have a management company in China.
Well,
is she from mainland China, or is she from like Hong Kong is the other question.
I think she's mainland, but I don't remember at the top of my head.
I know somebody was saying that they thought that was part of the reason why Wavy is technically on a separate label than like they're on like an SM subsidiary label or something. And that's part of the reason why, in theory, because this label, like SM is like banned, but not like the little subsidiary is fine. Yeah. So then they can promote in China. So I don't know. I don't know what all the details are and stuff. That is not my job. So
you just never really know. Like, and also it's like with the Chinese censorship and government, like you never know what they're gonna go after every day.
Come up with next.
Yeah. Just in like entertainment alone, like the copyrights and stuff, and it could literally be because his name is trademarked on something, and that's like the real thing, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's hard. Entertainment law and stuff is just I don't get it. I don't want to get it. It just seems like not a field I'd want to be in or study at all.
No. It just no. So, there is a podcast festival happening on July 18th. The Kpsn Podcast Festival. It's an online podcast convention, I guess. And we have a panel. And we've got something fun planned for this panel. One of our classic capers that we come up with on this show. So our panel is going to be at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on July 18th. So we will definitely tweet links and stuff so that, anyone who's interested can come check us out.
Yeah, and it's all like K-pop, K-drama related podcasts. Yeah. So there will definitely be more podcasts that you could be watching.
I think that it costs $5, is it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
I believe so.
I have like actual information linked below. Yeah.
Yeah. We will. You'll get all the information.
And part of the proceeds are going to charity. Something wonderful.
It seems like fun. Yeah. That's a little different. It's something we've never actually done, but it'll be fun.
It's our first step to paneling on
world domenation.
Yeah.
Coming soon to KCON when it comes
2040.
when this pandemic is finally over, you might see these smiling faces that you can't see because this is an audio podcast. But I believe that this is a video podcast, is it not?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Zoom.
So you will I will brush my hair and put on a bra.
Whoa.
So, you getting
yeah. Just on that alone, you should go watch it.
To see Natalia not look like a hobo for the first time.
Oh, interesting.
Pretty wild. So now we must go over to our calendar to see who is coming back. We missed a few because we didn't miss a few. It's just we haven't gotten there yet. On the first, my first story had a single.
Japanese group.
It's a Japanese group. And Flying had a Japanese single. Single. Very had their fourth mini album come out, and Zico had the mini album come out.
Which, side note, Rain is on the title song with him, so it's kind of interesting.
Ooh, fun.
Rain's getting a lot of new love from the young K-pop fans who didn't know who he was, and all of a sudden,
he's
thing. TikTok.
We're like,
they're like his TikTok
for a while.
It's like he's not a new face.
He's not a new Oppa, guys. Not a new one.
I mean, really, he's had some dramas come out, very recently, so it's like, he's been around.
He's been around for a while.
It's nice to see him getting that love, though, regardless. Yeah. It's nice.
On the second, Cassie had a single come out. Oh, boy. On the third, which is the day that we're recording this, Gidonggae debuted. Is that a group, a person,
That is a group?
It's a group.
I think it's female. I don't know. They've actually, been on the list to debut for a couple of months now. I just keep on.
I thought they were male, but I'm going to.
Oh, maybe they're male. But I know for a fact that I keep on moving it on the schedule. I just, keep on changing it.
Yeah, they're a 5-member boy group.
Yep.
Good times. They look very. I'm looking at their pic. Oh no, 96.
Don't look at their ages.
Oh no. 2001. No. I'm out.
Out. Sorry.
Oh boy. No. Okay. They're little children. Jorim had a mini album.
Yeah, they're a group. They're an indie band that hasn't had an album out for a couple years, so this is pretty exciting. If you're a fan of them, they're pretty, they're known indie group. As much as an indie group can be,
So on the 4th, Cider Girl has a single coming out. And Ken's enlistment single, Ken from Vic, comes out on the
his goodbye single.
Yeah, see ya in a couple years single. So on the 6th, Chungha has a pre-release single coming out. Ooh, she was great on K-Contact. She knows how to work a digital crowd, let me tell you. And
IOI girls don't mess around. They know what they're up to.
Oh, they know what they about. And then also on the 6th, very exciting.
Yes.
Irene and Silgi have a subunit coming out.
I am so excited.
Oh, I am.
Reviews are so good.
I am. Anyway. Okay. So SF9 also has a mini album coming out, which is amazing. SF9 is great as well. So on the 8th, the Great Guys have a mini album coming out. And then Mrs. Green Apple has a greatest hits album.
They're a Japanese group. I really like them.
And Twice has a Japanese single. I love Twice. And on the 9th, Soji! It actually said Soji on the schedule.
Just a tad bit excited. Just a little.
Little bit.
Jesse's all biased.
Finally. Although I'm kind of sad because it was supposed to be or at least they marketed it as an actual mini album, but now it just looks like a single. Whatever. I'm still getting a Soulji thing, and it's official Soulji. I will listen to it 8,000 times. It's already gonna be on my list. I should have just put it on earlier. Fine.
So on the 12th, our sweet bean, our sweet baby, our sweet little muffin, Wanpill, has an OST coming out. So on the 13th, my little chaotic babies, XOSC, have their second, probably just as chaotic as the first album coming out, though they've already been on live spoiling it. Drunkenly. They made a drunken live where they just spoiled most of the album. And
I mean, would we be like a little worried if they didn't though?
Yeah, that's true.
Would be like maybe like would be like.
And then Chaniel yelled random things in English like, I love you, baby, and just things that made no sense in the context of what anyone was saying, and it was great. It was just, and then Sehun just sat there, like, laughing at him and being like, this is what we do. So, like, listen, if Sehun wasn't out there, like, spoiling all of their new stuff, I'd be worried. I'd be like, who got to you, baby?
Or you'd be like, maybe you're not actually that excited about it. Like, you'd be like, why are you saying something?
Good. Because, like, you know, EXO's always out here. Every time an album comes out, they're all like, you don't need to buy it. Like, buy yourself something nice instead. Like, here, I'll just play it for you. Like,
that's the worst salesman.
Only buy one copy. You don't need to buy more than one copy. And then SM's like, no!
This is not what we taught you.
Inevitably, they sell millions, so it's fine. On the 14th, we got Jean.
Did you mention G-Friend?
Oh shit, sorry. G-Friend has a mini album coming out. My bad. I do like G-Friend. That wasn't like a slight against G-Friend. That was just my brain being stupid. G-Friend has a mini album coming out on the 13th as well. On the 14th, we have Jung Se-woon. I said it like very French the first time I said that. Jung Se-woon. Jung. Jung Se-woon has his first regular album coming out. And Pink Fantasy has a comeback. On the 15th, we got BTS has a Japanese album coming out. Their fourth of such. DC ROSE Blue OST.
Dreamcatcher, sorry.
Sorry. Thank you. Dreamcatcher's ROSE Blue OST is coming out. See, I was like, what is this? It was just literally...
Yeah. It's for a video game again, but it looks pretty good. They've already like done a little like teaser behind the scenes.
I love their video games. Yeah. Really cool. Eunji has a solo comeback, so that's fun. And 2 has a mini album. Big day on the 15th.
Yeah.
On the 16th, One the Nine has a mini album. See, I like One the Nine's name because I know how it's supposed to be read.
Like there is a number, but you can still know what it's supposed to have.
How it's supposed to go. And also on the 18th, big exciting, biggest comeback of the year. Biggest comeback of the year. Hiyori, Rain, and Yoo Suk are debuting as their trio.
What are their trios? Oh gosh, I know it. I know the name because I watched their V Live when.
Does it start with the number 3?
Yeah, it's like so. It's
3 Suk.
Whatever 3 is in Korean that I can't think of right now. I've been drinking, so whatever.
I'm
looking.
My brain is starting to count in French, in German.
SSAK3.
Yeah.
SSAK3.
And it sounds much better when they're like saying it. It works. It really works for them. You're like, okay, that's a good one.
The name in Korean is similar to the word saksulyi, which means to sweep. The members decided on the name to represent that they would be sweeping the music charts.
Love it.
I did a whole live, and it was like really fun. Because they were getting like people's like suggestions in the comments, and that was part of like the suggestions that like people were throwing out. So
cute. Then there's a bit of a dry spell after that. I guess no one wants to come up against that. So 80s is having a comeback on the 29th. We're pumped.
Yeah.
We're pumped. And Yorushika also has an album coming out on the 29th. So that is exciting. And then we have, on the 31st, we have Treasure debuting, a new boy group, I believe. And then, of course, we have the list of people who are coming back, but when? Sometime this month, maybe next month. But they said
maybe during the 18th and the 29th.
Maybe during that week. They haven't given us a solid timeline. So Alexa, great girl. 6, CIX. Is it 6? Is it CIX? Who knows? Doojun from Highlight is having a solo debut. Itzy's having a comeback. Lee Hi is having a comeback. And one of my other sweet babies. My sweet, sexy baby. My sweet, sexy, androgynous baby, Taemin, is coming back sometime.
She pointed to her Taemin shirt.
I'm wearing a Taemin crop top right now. So that is very exciting. Those are the comebacks for this month. What is everyone most excited for?
Solji!
Oh, well. I'm like kind of split. Like, there's a lot of good shit here going on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like we got XOSC, ATEEZ, and Taemin. Like,
Irene and Solji is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. And then the UJ Suck, Ihori, Rain unit is gonna be great.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been our Music News 2020. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I was trained in opera singing. Okay, this has been the Certified Nunas, and thank you for listening to our music episode this month of July 2020. We hope that you have a fantastic week, and if you're listening to us somewhere and you want to mix it up, we are on Spotify, we are on Apple iTunes, we are on Google Play, we are on YouTube, Podbean, Stitcher, and of course, all of our episodes are on our website, certifiednunas.com, where we have links to everything that we talk about on this podcast. On every episode is linked in the episode description. If you want to become an official sponsor of the podcast, you can go to ko-fi.com/certifiednunas to become one of our official donors who keep us running and keep us in equipment. We put up the little cutout parts that get cut out from the episodes and some behind the scenes stuff and little extras here and there. And we love all of our donors. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, Tumblr, and of course we live on Twitter. We are at Certified Nunas, all one word, on all of those. So we hope that you have a fantastic week and that you come check us out if you have time at the Podcast Festival on the 18th. We will be putting links to where you can sign up for that on Twitter and on our website. Anyway, we hope you have a fun time listening to some new music and have a safe week. Bye!
Bye!